talking dancing in Blackpool with Danielle Paolo between now and 2. Now, as you know, we always like to spotlight new businesses on the afternoon programme, and my first guest today is Danielle Paolo. She's a Lancashire girl, former student of Blackpool and Fylde College, Langley Dance Centre and Bispham High School and Arts College. But most of all, she's a dedicated dancer who's bringing smooth, modern jive to Blackpool. And I'm pleased to say Danielle is here to tell us more. A little bit about you, firstly, Danielle. Obviously a new venture for you, this.
Yes, it is, yes.
How long have you been doing this then?
I've been dancing since I was 2. I've done ballet, tap. Over the last 10 years I got into smooth modern jive, and we decided that it was about time that modern jive came back to Blackpool.
You had your opening night recently. Was that a success?
Yes, we did. We had quite a few people. We had some guest teachers over, friends from Steps in Time who came over and danced for us, and it was a roaring success.
Why start a new class in Blackpool then? I mean, obviously during these tough economic times as well, presumably. Well,
we had a small group who were already travelling over 20-30 miles away to go to a regular class night, and we were all based in and around Blackpool area. Blackpool is well known for dancing, of course, and it already hosts the World Modern Jive Championships at the Tower, but there was no actual regular class night, which to us sounded very strange. So with the opportunity and support of the group and friends and family, thought, well, this is an ideal time to bring it back to Blackpool and to start something local.
Well, what is modern jive then? Just take us through you know, what modern jive is.
Well, it's not like the old-fashioned rock and roll. It's not that. It's a smooth fusion of sort of, some people may have heard it as Ciroc. It's a mixture of salsa, Latin, some blues and some West Coast sort of swing. It's a nice fusion. It's much more smooth. It's slotted, and it's we dance all different types of music, which is very good.
Where did it originate from then?
Well, the GIs brought Jitterbug over to France during the Second World War, and then it was following that where a lot of British people were going on holiday to France. I sort of thought, oh, we like this, but can we do something with it? So out of that was born Ciroc and the Rock, and it's just sort of evolved from there, taking, you know, references from all the different dance types that are around.
Well, what's different about your dance classes then? Why should people come along and do modern jive? Well,
I think mostly for us it's more of a social event. You know, we're a big happy family. We've got different age groups, different backgrounds and personalities, and people who have said they've been very shy and, you know, very inward are now coming out and being part of the family, and they get to learn, they get to keep fit, they get to meet new friends, and it's just a fun experience rather than a basic dance group where you may, or even a gym where you may go for an hour but you don't actually talk to the people around you. You go home.
I think people are looking now for at dancing as a way of keeping fit, aren't they? You know, the success of programmes like Strictly as well.
Yeah, I think so, and it's nice because this is a lot more accessible. It's not something that, oh, we have so many people who say, oh, I can't dance, I've got no rhythm, I've got 2 left feet. And we say, well, come along, give it a go, and we'll show you. We can get you dancing within the first hour. We'll then teach you 3 to 4 moves. And even if you're not the best dancer in the world, you'll come out feeling like you are.
But what about those people like me who say they have got 2 left feet then? I mean, what could you do for someone like me if I was to turn up at your dance class?
Well, it's very easy. The way we structure our classes as well is that we move you around. So you dance with one partner who may be not as experienced as you, and then the next partner you have is slightly more experienced. And this way it helps you bring you along, it helps bring the beginners on, and also everybody sort of shares their experience. And with the way we teach, it's very gentle, it's very explanatory, and it's very simple. We break it down so that you can pick it up straight away, so that you feel, hey, I can dance.
And is it, you know, good for social event that people come along and they just like to socialise? And is it aimed at all age groups?
Yeah, I mean, we have a licensed bar where we are, and people come along. Some people say, oh, you know, I'll just stand and watch at the bar, and very quickly they think, well, actually, I'll come out. It's usually the men. The wives usually bring them along and they go, well, I don't want to dance, I'm going to be embarrassed. And you can guarantee that by the end of it, those are the ones who are doing, you know, the dips and drops and wanting to be, you know, the next Fred Astaire or whichever. And we do events outside of dancing as well. We all get together, we socialise. It's much more of a community thing than just a very isolated event.
But we'll leave the dips and drops there for a moment, and we'll come back and chat a little bit more.
BBC Radio Lancashire.
We're talking dancing on the afternoon programme till 2 this afternoon with Danielle Paulo's with me this afternoon. We're talking about her brand new dance class, which is JaguarJive in Blackpool. Just been looking at some photographs. I mean, it does look like a full house on the opening night there, Danielle. Is it something that people, even though there's a recession on, they still want to go out and enjoy themselves?
Yeah, and you know, it's especially in this day and age, people forget to have fun, and it's something where, like I said, we have different age groups and different people from different backgrounds who wouldn't necessarily normally speak to each other. Then they come to these venues and they have a laugh, they enjoy themselves, they have a drink. You know, it's much more social, and you know, you just need something to cheer yourself up in the midweek.
And of course, it is, as you say, good for exercise. So you're trying to target the young people as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have a wide range from 20s right up to the late 60s, but the older generation remember dancing from, you know, when they were younger, when people used to dance together. The younger generation all find it a bit strange because we just don't dance together anymore. But we have several young couples who've come and they find it quite liberating. You know, the guys think it's quite macho, you know, I can swing my lady around and don't I look great, you know. And it's nice, but we just want to encourage more younger people to keep fit. It's fun. You know, it's not as hard as going to a gym, and you know, it's just a nice way to spend an evening. I come from a very creative background, so I've always been involved in shows and things like that. Now doing the modern jive, we have other groups that do freestyle nights and what we call weekenders, which is basically 24 hours of dancing for 3 nights. It's brilliant. We do it all over the country. There are several places all over the country that do it, but there was just nothing in Blackpool doing a class night, so that's where I thought we'd step in.
And when people come to the dance class in Blackpool, I mean, can they come alone? Do you need a partner for this? No,
you don't need a partner. The way we structure classes is, you know, the men and women, we move them around, so if you come on your own, it's fine. You come as a group, come as a couple, everybody's welcome, and it's just nice that you get a chance to dance with different people of different abilities.
Well, what do people get out of a class night then? Is it the social aspect? Is it the dancing? Is it the meeting people?
I think it's a bit of everything really. I mean, we start off with a beginner's class. It's a 45-minute class. We teach you 3 or 4 moves, we work through that, and then we have what's called a freestyle, which is basically a chance for you to try out what you've learned, dance with different people, go to the bar, get a drink. Then we do an intermediate class, which is 30 minutes, which for those of you who've got a bit more experience, we then finesse the moves, give you a few more clever, fantastic moves to show off to your friends. Then we do freestyle till about 11:15 at night, so it's a full night of entertainment one way or another.
We'll come back, we'll chat some more on BBC Radio Lancashire between now and 2 this afternoon. My guest today is Danielle Paulo, who's talking about her new dance classes in Blackpool, and how I think you either wanted to dance or be an artist, didn't you, when you were younger, Danielle?
Yeah, I think it was one or the other. Like I said, my family's very creative, so it was only natural for me to find one or the other. Dancing I started off first, but as I got older I realised that, you know, I wasn't going to be ballet material. I was growing far too tall and far too big in other places, which we won't go into on the radio. So I decided that art was my next best thing, and graphics was always something I was interested in, and now with latest technology and things, it's something that I'm very much involved in.
So you've got the best of both worlds, really. You dance teaching, and also you're a very talented freelance graphic designer, aren't you? So you can design your own posters and brochures and things.
Yes, it comes in very handy. I can do all my own marketing. I say freelance, so I get to do lots of different types of graphics work. I get to do, you know, videos and animation and website design, a little bit of everything. And so do that by day, and then at night put on the dance shoes and away we go.
Well, when you were younger and you were dancing, did you take part in all the local talent shows and things? Did you enjoy
Never did
that?
talent shows, but I did used to do the Blackpool Children's Pantomime, and going back now, we did some of the very first stage versions of Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat with Jess Conrad. So yeah, some interesting names. It was always fun and always entertaining.
And as we say, now a graphic designer, and once a week holding your classes in Blackpool. Do you do all the dance teaching yourself then, or do you have guest dance teachers to come along?
Yes, I do teach. I have my close friend Claire helps me with the teaching, and we do have guest teachers. I say we had some for the opening evening, And as we progress, it's nice to get different people from different places to teach different styles, so it's something we will do as we move along.
And do you think people in Blackpool will, you know, take it to heart, particularly the locals? And obviously Blackpool's very busy with holiday makers, but is it aimed at the locals, or is it aimed at maybe people who are staying in Blackpool for a couple of days?
Well, it's funny actually, it's a bit of both really. It seems a shame that locals aren't involved more in dancing. I mean, Blackpool is the mecca of dance. And a lot of the nicer venues are closing down because people aren't using them, so it's nice to use them, and we want to encourage more local people to come dancing for health, for fitness, for social. But we do get a lot of people, obviously a lot of people travel for their holidays to Blackpool, and there's a local website that covers the whole country of different dance venues, so if you're on holiday you can look us up and come and see us.
Do you think it's sad that the dance venues are closing in the resort?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it's something spectacular and unique to Blackpool. I think that, you know, unlike everywhere else, we're a nice little capsule of the strangest, weird and wonderful people, and it's a shame we can't make the most of it.
And you're doing your little bit to keep dancing alive and well.
I'm trying to, yes.
Well, there we are. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. If you want further details of the classes, we'll put them all on the BBC Radio Lancashire Help Desk 0845 305 9000.
Hooray!
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Excellent.